Hello and welcome back to the Wee Larder channel. Today I'm going to be making a delicious creamy smoked salmon pate. Now this recipe actually also works really well with my homemade oatcakes recipe, so I'm going to link that in the description box below, and it just makes the perfect starter to a traditional Scottish meal. I'm just enjoying a cup of warm herbal tea here because it's so cold outside just now. It really feels like autumn has arrived early. But you know what? I absolutely love autumn, so if it wants to come early, that is totally fine with me. It's my favourite season, and I find so much inspiration in autumn for recipes and things, so I can't wait till it does arrive in full swing. Anyway, today I'm going to be making a delicious Scottish smoked salmon pate. Now it's really nice and creamy, this recipe, and you can use it on loads of things like sandwiches and oatcakes, and you can even put it in hot pasta. You can make a salad out of it in the summer. It's kind of the kind of recipe that we would have made as kids at Christmas time and enjoyed on hogmanay, and had oatcakes and toasted bread and things with it at those times. But I like to enjoy this recipe throughout the year because, as I say, you could even use it in the summer time with a salad, or in the autumn with some toasted bread and things. There's loads and loads of ways to use it. And as with most of my recipes, this recipe is so easy to make. And there's one thing that I'd like to say though. I have used a mini food processor in this recipe. If you've got a mini food processor, please use that instead of a large food processor because it does make things easier. But if you don't have one and you just have a large food processor or a blender, then feel free to use that. It will work, but you might have to scrape down the ingredients around the side of the dish a bit more often. But I just find it works so well in a mini food processor. But obviously if you're doubling this recipe, then you're going to need a bigger food processor anyway. And at Christmas time, it's actually quite nice to double this recipe because then you can get a larger amount to fill like a loaf tin to create a salmon terrine, or to make individual ramekin dishes with some smoked salmon slices over the top as well. So if it is for sharing with family, then I would maybe consider doubling the recipe anyway. And to keep this recipe fresh, you're going to want to store it in the fridge after you've made it as well. But trust me, this recipe is so delicious and it doesn't stay in the fridge for very long. You can also add in chunkier pieces of smoked salmon if you prefer the texture to be a little bit chunkier. You could also add in pieces of fresh prawn, crab sticks, and add in some parsley as well, if you want to. I've added some parsley in for the garnish, but you could put some parsley into the pate as well. And my son actually went out to school with a smoked salmon pate sandwich with salad the other day, and he absolutely loves it. So it's definitely a favourite in our household. So let's get started on this recipe, and while you're making it, I'm going to enjoy my herbal tea. So for this recipe, you're going to need 225 grams of smoked salmon, 50 grams of soft butter, and I actually used unsalted butter as well, tablespoon of olive oil, tablespoon of lemon juice, 3.5 tablespoons of double cream, and some freshly ground black pepper. So I'm actually using a really good quality smoked salmon from Highland Smoked Salmon. And it's really important to use a good quality smoked salmon for this recipe, as I do find it really makes a difference. So you're going to start by adding in your olive oil and then your butter. And what we're going to do is we're going to cream the butter and the olive oil together until nice and smooth to make the base of this recipe. Now, as I said before, I'm using the mini food processor because it just works so well for this quantity. So just blend that up a little bit, and then you're going to want to stop every now and again just to scrape down the sides, just to make sure that you're getting all the butter blended up smooth. Okay, so once that's blended, we're going to add in the lemon juice. And then we're going to add in our double cream. Now my double cream is quite thick here, but don't worry, you can use your double cream if it's a little bit thinner, that's okay. So we're going to blend our double cream and our lemon again with the butter and olive oil just until completely smooth. Now I don't have any additional salt in this recipe because I do find that smoked salmon is salty enough, but if you do prefer, you can add a touch of sea salt to this recipe, and I would maybe add that in just now, so just some flaked sea salt if you wanted it, or you can wait until the end to see what it tastes like. We're just going to add in our fresh smoked salmon slices just now, and I just love the colour of this smoked salmon. It's so rich and it tastes so delicious. So as I said, you want to have a really good quality smoked salmon for this recipe, and I'll pop the link in the description box below for the website to this company for the smoked salmon that I'm personally using. Now we're just going to blend that through, and you're going to have to stop it every now and again just to check and make sure it's not sticking to the sides, because we want it quite smooth. You can leave this recipe chunky if you want it chunky, but I like it completely smooth. And sometimes I like to add in pieces of smoked salmon in at the end so that has a little bit of texture. It also works really well in a terrine as well. So you're now ready to serve up your smoked salmon, so choose a lovely dish. I've got a lovely piece of pottery here from Loch Broom Pottery in Scotland, and I just love their stuff. It's so pretty. And I'm just popping it into the bowl here, and we're just going to smooth down the pate into the bowl, and then just add a little ridge there, a little spirally ridge, just so that we can drizzle some olive oil over the top and so that it will catch the oil. And I'm also garnishing with some lemons and with a sprinkle of parsley as well. And a good serving of freshly ground black pepper on the top is just perfect for this smoked salmon pate. I love to serve this fresh pate on oatcakes, and I have a recipe in the description box below for making your own homemade Scottish oatcakes, and they're so easy to make and they really are worth the extra effort. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoy your smoked salmon pate. I actually made this pate with some smoked salmon that I was gifted from a company in Scotland, and I'm going to share the details below. And I just wanted to say it's not a sponsored video at all or an advert for their company, but they do really nice smoked salmon. So if you're looking for a high quality smoked salmon and you live in Scotland, then check out the link below to their company, because their salmon is really good. I absolutely loved the salmon with the dressing that they sent me as well. It was so good. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe, and if you click the little bell next to it, you'll be notified of my new videos when they're released. And I try to do one video a week, but I do create a bonus video now and again, so if you click that little bell, then you'll get the notifications of that extra video coming out. And if you're on Instagram as well and you did make this recipe, then please feel free to tag me in your pictures. I'd love to see your smoked salmon pate creations and how you've used it as well, and I'll share it on my stories for everyone else to see as well. This recipe is also part of my new free ebook that I'm creating, and if you're watching this recipe post book creation, then there will be a link below for you to pop over to my website and pick up a copy of the free book. And at the moment there's going to be about 10 recipes in there, and they're all traditional Scottish, well researched recipes as well, so you can be sure to find authentic recipes in this ebook. So take care guys, and I will see you all again soon. Lots of love. Bye.